Welcome to the Fraser Kentucky History Museum. I'm Brian West, one of the teaching artists here. I welcome you to our latest installment of Virtual Fraser. Now, before I get going, I want to thank you all for helping out in the community. Whether your part is staying at home for your loved one, or picking up extra chores around the house, or maybe even running an errand for a loved one, every little bit helps us stay safe and sound, and helps those that you love as well. Now, for our part, today we're going to talk about cowboys. Now, there might be some myths about cowboys that you probably already know about, but you might believe that they're true or false, so we're going to play a little game. Now, I'm going to read some statements here on this sheet of paper. Now, if you think the statement is true, you guys in the audience can give me a thumbs up. Now, if you think the statement is false, you can give it a thumbs down. Sound good? Good. First, do you think being a cowboy was an easy job? True or false? Okay, all right. You're absolutely right. It's false. Being a cowboy was dirty work, a very physical job. You have to move animals that weigh almost a ton, hundreds of them, across prairie land and desert. So it was very hard. Second, do you think the cowboys carried guns on them at all times and fired them often? True or false? False. There are very few cases of actual gunfire. And even those cowboys that had firearms didn't shoot them very often. Third, do you think cowboys and Indians ever got along? True or false? That's true. Sometimes cowboys would pass through Native American reservations, and often would actually gift cattle to Native Americans to go through or trade items. 4, do you think there were all kinds of different cowboys? Now, I'm not talking about clothing here. I'm talking about cowboys with different hair color and skin color, etc. True or false? You're right. That is true. Cowboys looked very different from one another. As a matter of fact, there weren't only white cowboys, but black cowboys and Mexican cowboys as well. The original cowboys, the vaqueros. Now, lastly, were cowboys did they usually own cows or no? True or false? The cows, I mean, that were moving along during the cattle drives. Is that true or false? Did they own those cows? True or false? All right, that's false. The cows actually belonged to the ranchers who hired the cowboys to help move those cattle from one place to another to sell them for market. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this black cowboy, Nat Love. He was born in Dodge City, Kansas. He was actually born in Davidson County, Tennessee in 1854. And he moved to Dodge City, Kansas when he was a teenager. He actually had a talent of breaking horses. And what that means is that he was able to train horses, who were normally during that time wild animals, to follow human commands. Like you would, say, teach your dog, if you own one, to follow your commands when you needed to fetch or do other things. He was also pretty good with a rope, like you see here. He was able to rope cattle and rope horses as well. And so what Nat Love did out in Kansas was that he participated in cattle drives. Now, these cattle drives were these long journeys that went hundreds of miles, where cowboys would move cattle from one place to another, sometimes across states even, to sell cattle for market. Now, one thing that cowboys did to keep the cattle calm was to sing a song. And I'm going to sing a song, well, you're going to help me sing this song, that was written by another black cowboy named Charlie Willis. He was a cowboy from Wyoming. And the title of this song is called Goodbye Old Paint. So, listen up. First, you're going to sing these lyrics. So, you're going to repeat after me. Goodbye, old paint. I'm a leaving Cheyenne. Now here's the second verse. Goodbye, old paint. I'm a leaving Cheyenne. All right. Now, you only need to sing those two lyrics when I raise my right hand. Otherwise, you'll listen to me sing these other lyrics to you. Farewell, fair ladies, I'm a leaving Cheyenne. Farewell, fair ladies, I'm a leaving Cheyenne. Goodbye, my little Donny, my pony won't stand. Goodbye, old paint, I'm a leaving Cheyenne. Goodbye, old paint, I'm a leaving Cheyenne. Old paint's a good pony, he paces when he can. Do 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 do. In the middle of the ocean there grows a green tree. I'll never prove false to the gal that loves me. Goodbye, old paint, I'm a leaving Cheyenne. Goodbye, old paint, I'm a leaving Cheyenne. Old paint's a good pony, he paces when he can. Do 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 do. All right. Thank you for helping me out there and singing that song written by Charlie Willis, another black cowboy. Now, for you guys out at home, if you want to learn more about cowboys, for your grown-ups and teenagers, I would suggest reading Black Cowboys of Texas. Now, you might not be able to go to the library to get it now, but it should be available online through an ebook at many websites. You can find those online. Now, for you grown-ups, though, if you want something nonfiction, a rousing tale about cowboys, I would suggest the novel Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry. It's a pretty good book. Oh, and for you kids, cowboys would often have their cattle branded with symbols to differentiate between different types of cows. Because the cows look so similar, it was hard to separate them. So they would give them brands. They would use a branding iron and burn in a little mark on their skin to tell them which cow was which. So for you little guys, what you can do is to create your own brand. Would a brand be like the first letter in your last name? Or maybe a drawing of the sun? Or maybe a dog would be the brand for your cow. So what you can do is create those designs, and if you want, with your parents' permission, of course, you can email it to us at education@FrazierMuseum.org, and maybe we'll share them at our next installment or another installment of Virtual Frazier. Okay, that about does it. In the meantime, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch me educate and entertain you guys out there. And let's stick together as a community, because the more we stick together as a community, I think the sooner we'll be able to see each other again face to face. In the meantime, wash your hands. It's very dirty along the trail.